Okay, I'm back this week. A little bit late, Labor Day holiday. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of something different today, and I'm going to try to make potato chips for you. I know, what am I doing making potato chips? Well, if you're like me, you've been struggling with your diet lately. Let's face it, most of my recipes aren't that healthy. So, we're going to try to show you how to make your own sweet potato chips this week. Came out of a good magazine, so we're going to try it. What you're going to need is about a 14-ounce sweet potato or a couple smaller sweet potatoes. I went for a couple smaller ones. And I started it off here just to show you a little bit. You're going to want to try to get them sliced as thin as you can. Now, I'm trying to do it myself with a knife. It's recommended if you have like a mandolin slicer or something, but let's say those things are like $20 and I could not afford one. So, I'm doing 2 small sweet potatoes here to show you. So, you're going to want to get your sweet potatoes, peel them, wash them, everything, and get them sliced as thin as you can. Once you have some sliced, you can get yourself a piece of microwavable plate, a piece of like wax paper on top. And then you're going to spray that just lightly with cooking spray so your potatoes don't stick. Don't need to be going and soaking it. And just arrange a single layer, because you can do this multiple times. I'm just going to show you how to do it once. Going to arrange them single layer around the plate. You don't have to crowd them on there because, like I said, you can do this several times. Get yourself a little bowl here. What you're going to mix up in here is a half a teaspoon of salt. Providing I turn my thing the right way here. Okay, half a teaspoon of salt. I went with a real sea salt, trying to get this, I know with the scary word, as healthy as I can. Then you're going to get yourself a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Or a little bit more if you like them peppery. You can mix that together. And then you can get sort of almost whatever spice you want. I'm going to go with a little bit of rosemary. Just a pinch, don't need too much. So that'll get mixed in there. Yeah, maybe more than a pinch. Put that back in the cupboard. I'm going to dust a little basil into my mix too. Just because, let's face it, when you're on a diet, a lot of flavor is what you're missing. So, okay, you have your mix, you have your little bit of spice mix here. If you can see that. You get your plate over here in which you've sprayed and put. I like to lightly spray the potatoes too, so that the spice mix actually sticks to them. And just gonna lightly sprinkle each potato with a little bit of your spice mixture. Well, if you're about like me, you're trying not to sneeze from the pepper. Okay. So once you have your first batch all put together here, we're going to head over to our microwave. We're going to pop those in there. You're going to hit time cook for 4 minutes. But then you're going to go down to power level and hit 9. And you're going to start that off. And while you're waiting, you can always slice your next potato. Like I said, it's a whole lot handier if you have something that will slice them thin, but I do not. So it's just attempting to slice them as thin as you can. And this is just an easy way to make your own healthy snack. And don't go eating them all at once, because even though they're healthy, eating this whole batch that you make at once is not good for you. And like it or not, with my recipes here, I'm going to be skipping doing all this sweet stuff for a couple weeks and focus on maybe doing some more healthy things, because I got about 36 days to look the best I can. And I have not been behaving myself lately as much as I should be. And nobody cut themselves, please. This is about as nice and thin as you want. Cutting this potato sure went a lot better than cutting the first one I tried. You'll get better once you try it more. Because the thinner they are, the easier they are going to crisp up. And after you do them for 4 minutes, you're going to check them, and you're going to keep doing them in 30-second intervals until they're as crisp as you'd like them to be. And then you just take them out and pop another plateful in and make as much as you want. And there you have you'll have your snack for the week. And yes, the sweet potato is fighting with me here. But then again, like I said, it's because I just don't have a good slicer. So if you're curious as to what I'm doing next week, I can absolutely tell you I'm going to show you how to do a nice, healthy supper. I know I keep saying the word healthy, but, well, I need to behave. Like I said, I used some basil and rosemary, but pretty much all you're actually going to need is salt and pepper, and whether you put any more spices into it is completely up to you. Yeah, so two medium-sized sweet potatoes is what really gave me my about 14 ounces, but if you go to the store, you can probably can buy a potato that weighs that much. Well, let us see how these turned out. Oh, hot. But you can see they are starting to crisp up, so I'm going to do them for another 30 seconds. And again, don't forget to change it to power level 9. And depending on, like I said, how thick or how thin your sweet potatoes are, that's just what you're going to have to do. I mean, 30 seconds to 30 seconds, get them done. But they're actually crisping up really nice for as thin, and even a big slice like this is going to shrink down into a little chip. Getting there. A couple of my smaller ones are getting nicely crispy. You see, I've got one little chip here. It's that is going to be a snack that if you're on a diet is going to be perfect for you. Because not only do you get the flavor from the salt and pepper, you get a little bit of crunch, so you get the texture that you're kind of craving. And if you go it in moderation and you don't try to eat the whole batch at once, it's going to be something that's really going to help you. And my first batch is done. As you can see, if you could smell it, you can smell they're getting a little bit done. Some of them may end up being a little browner than other ones, just because they're a little thicker. I'll pop those all over here to a plate to cool. Don't start trying to shovel them all in your mouth at once. I'm going to re-spray my paper. And I'm going to lay myself out a fresh layer. Like I said, you don't need to crowd them on there if you don't want to. And they have to be in a complete single layer. No overlapping. And you can just you can honestly keep making these for, forgot to spray them again. Spraying them again, like I said, helps the yummy to stick to them. And you can just keep making these for as long as you want. Now, I've never tried them with regular potatoes, because sweet potatoes are just a little bit healthier. And back in the microwave for 4 more minutes. And I've let you go and try this yourself. Remember, 4 minutes, power level 9, because we don't want to burn them like I sort of... That's a snack. Alright, you see, I made mine a little bit too brown, but either way, ours is a perfect potato chip, I'm telling you. I'll see you next week, or I'll show you how to steam your supper.